Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighborhood Swagasaurus here with another epic video. And for today's videos, guys, I've decided I'm going to do a review on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. For background footage right now, I'm using Jurassic World Evolution, so I don't get copyrighted. And, what to say about that movie? First of all, I've been a fan of Jurassic Park and dinosaurs all my life. I I've just loved it my entire life. I saw it first when it came out on the 22nd in the States. Obviously, duh, I saw it in the States. Then I saw it with a friend of mine who's not into dinosaurs and Jurassic Park as much as I am, but he's got a very good taste in films. And after that, I saw it with another person who also likes Jurassic Park and dinosaurs, so it was nice. So I got kind of a rounded view of this movie through different perspectives. And I gotta say, guys, as someone who is critical of this new franchise that Universal is trying to start with the Jurassic franchise, I gotta say, they kind of hyped this film up a little bit too much for me. Um, First of all, I guess we'll start with the beginning of the film, and then I'll break it down as I get through it. So, number one, they start off with an amazing, by the way, an amazing opening sequence. They said there was going to be horror elements in this movie. They were absolutely correct. I'm not going to deny they had amazing horror elements with the T-Rex. It was all silhouetted. It was, oh yeah, spoilers by the way. I should have mentioned that beforehand, but there's big spoilers, big spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, click off this video. Um, but don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. Yeah, there was some awesome horror elements into it, especially with the beginning. The T-Rex, the Mosasaurus, those were cool seeing them. Of course, people got eaten. It's basically just kind of a prologue to the movie, basically. Then, they show the title of the movie, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And then they kind of just talk about the crisis that's going on Isla Nublar. And for all of you that don't know, there's a volcano that's going to blow up and kill the dinosaurs. um, Now, that within itself is kind of a break of the continuity. Because in the Jurassic franchise, it's always been important what the world has and what's being done to it versus what the world needs. And in that universe, the world doesn't need dinosaurs. At least for the good of humanity and for the good of the world, that they don't need dinosaurs to exist. At least anymore. Maybe in the past, where it helped, evolution, all that other stuff, but currently it didn't need to have dinosaurs in it. So, yeah, but obviously people are against it, and eventually the government agrees with Dr. Malcolm. With, by the way, for as little screen time as that man had, he always brings a good performance. That's Jeff Goldblum for you. I'm very sad they didn't get more time and more into the movie, but they gave him what I kind of expected them to be given, and that's only a few minutes and some dialogue. Yeah, so the government agrees with them. They say, hey, we're not going to rescue the dinosaurs, they're just going to let nature take its course. Despite there being a second island, which probably still has dinosaurs on it, by the way, that's never considered, that there's a second island within the franchise. So, I don't know why they didn't move the dinosaurs. First of all, if they wanted to move the dinosaurs, they could move them there. Second of all, it wouldn't have been that bad if they died off, unless there was certain species created on Jurassic World, which there probably was, but besides that, they still have another island. They can either move them there, or they can let them die and look at the other dinosaurs still alive. So, yeah. So we get introduced to our characters. Claire from the first movie was a little bit more likable, maybe because she was a little bit more humanized now, because we saw in her previous entry in the franchise. Bryce Dallas Howard's a good actor, I like her. The problem with her character, mainly for me, was that she couldn't. The writers didn't exactly. I couldn't tell what the writers were trying to convey about her character. Because she had an arc in the previous movie that was, hey, these are living animals, take care of them, They have feelings, they feel pain. Just take care of the animals, right? Care for the animals for once in your life instead of being powered by greed and money and theme park ownership and stuff like that. And obviously in this movie she recognizes that now, which is nice. But when she is physically given the opportunity in the movie to save dinosaurs, she doesn't take it. She doesn't take it. For some reason she doesn't relapse as much as she. I can't tell if her character is trying to have a balance. That's what I'm trying to say, is that I can't tell if her character needs to learn like the balance between, like I said, what the world needs and what the world has. That I can't tell the difference in balance between that. So yeah, but I still feel like she was an okay character. About as good as she was in Jurassic World. A little bit better, maybe. Obviously, there's our man Chris Pratt, who gets introduced and brought in because, you know, he's got to save his raptor pet. Chris Pratt, obviously. First thing I'm going to say this about Chris Pratt. There's some shots in this movie and in Jurassic World and in Guardians of the Galaxy where he looks like Quint from Jaws. So if they ever did a remake of Jaws, I would be down for him to play Quint. Got that out of the way. Another thing is that after the first time I viewed this movie and I saw Chris Pratt's performance, I was a little, you know, let down because I wasn't let down as much as I thought it was just. He was just too perfect. He was way too perfect in this movie. There's nothing that like made him a bad human being. Like he didn't have a character arc. He's like, I'm Chris Pratt. This is my raptor. I'm gonna save him. I'm gonna kick ass. Yeah, that's basically his character arc in a nutshell. I hate to say it, but it is. It is. It's very sad, but it is. So that doesn't make the character any less likable, I guess. Well, it kind of does, but he still said funny one-liners, because, you know. It's Jurassic World, so he's got to have one-liners. What else was there? Like, those were the two characters I actually liked, I guess. Everyone else was either just kind of a douche, or they just made no sense, or they were kind of annoying. Like, I'll give you an example. This is new, and I had to be specific, but specific. But he was this millennial guy, right? This very nerdy guy, who was just like, oh, I'm gonna put on bug spray because I'm an island, dude. Ooh, watch out for the dinosaurs. I don't want to get eaten. Ooh, this nerdy character, who just needed the. Like, I don't understand his character. I don't understand why he was in this movie besides to physically hack their way in and save the dino. Like, he was literally there for tech purposes, and he was maybe only useful one time. Useful one time. I think that was to get Claire in to try to track down Blue, so they could take her off the island and use her as like a parent. Anyway, I'll explain that part later. All I can say is, character was unneeding. Didn't like him at all. Super nerd. He was the damsel in distress. I'm just gonna straight. He was more of a damsel in distress than any of the other characters. I mean that. Like, oh, it's such a bad character. I don't know why they had to have that character. Maybe because they needed a tech genius. You always gotta have a tech genius in these blockbuster movies. There was another character. There was this new girl. She was funny. She was like trying to be a badass though, a little bit too much, you know. I understand the whole feminist, make strong women thing. Like, I have no problem with that whatsoever, like Wonder Woman. But they were just kind of pushing it a little bit too much. I feel like for this character, I forget some of the names. That's how unrememberable some of these characters are to me, despite this being a Jurassic movie. What else? The villain guy. There were multiple villain characters in this. Okay, that weren't. Yeah, there were multiple human villains. There you go. That's what I'm going to say, human villains. One of them was a guy who you thought was cool, who ended up being a super douche. The other one was just a game hunter who wanted teeth. They aren't worth talking about, to be honest. So yeah, that's my synopsis of the characters. As for the dinosaurs are always awesome. The T-Rex obviously is a T-Rex. Little screen time for the poor T-Rex. She was cool as ever. I guess her best part was just the opening sequence. Yeah, there's not much from Raptors because obviously there's only one left, that being Blue. She got shot. I'm just gonna straight up say it. She got shot. spoiler. Remember, this is a spoiler review, guys. So if you're still in here, I recommend you leave. If you don't, oh well. Um, yeah, the Raptor was cool. Um, I'm very happy actually concerning the Raptors because they explain why some of the animals or some of the dinosaurs aren't acting very animalic, or at least why the Raptors weren't acting very animal-like in Jurassic World, because Blue was genetically modified enough to the point to where she could feel empathy and emotions, and they show you that. They show you in this little flashback clips that Owen made and stuff like that. But yeah, that was nice to have explained. So I'm not like disappointed that all the animals are acting like humans or being cheesy for some reason. Cheesy blurble team-up. Um, I guess those are only really two cool dinosaurs that got any real screen time that weren't just like random miscellaneous dinosaurs. Um, yeah, those like I do come to Jurassic for dinosaurs. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. But in this movie, the only relevant dinosaurs were like they were just acting cheesy. Like that's the only way I can say it. Like the dinosaurs were either fighting for the sake of fighting. Like, there was no need for some of these dinosaurs to go at each other. I'm gonna be honest. There were dinosaur fights in this movie that did not need to happen. Uh, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. Uh, I'll talk about the hybrid dinosaur later. I wanted to talk about it now, but I'm thinking to myself, I'll talk about it later. I'll talk more about the plot. So I talked about the characters a little bit. I should talk about really the plot, the movie itself, actually. As for the script, this is not deserving of a Jurassic movie script. I'll be honest with you right now, not deserving at all. Um, the dialogue in Jurassic movies are very relevant to the situation. The jokes are had when they're needed to be had. Um, Simple as that. The dialogue just sometimes was just out of nowhere. Maybe like there was only a few times the dialogue was good, and that was with Chris Pratt's character, who on the later viewings I thought was more funny because it's Chris Pratt and shit. Um, yeah. I'm trying to think of other things. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of doing this unscripted, guys. So if it seems like I'm very all over the place, I apologize. It's just I'm just speaking out of my butt right now. Dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park. I can't believe I just said that on camera. Blah blah. Focus, Bradley. Dialogue was bad. Script was just all over the place. This movie needed another hour, okay, in order for the dialogue to be good and have some meaning, because some of it was just cheesy beyond belief. Like there was this one part where Chris Pratt decides to join everybody to go save the dinosaurs on Isla Nublar, and he talks to the nerdy kid. And for some reason, Chris Pratt's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a total utter badass, and I do badass things all the times because I'm Chris Pratt and I ride through the forest with raptors." And the kid says, "We're not compatible." Like, that's not constructive dialogue. Like, it would have been like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they said like a few connective jokes. That would have made it funny, but I didn't laugh. I maybe laughed in this movie or chuckled a few times. That's it, like a few times. Not saying Jurassic Park's meant for hard laughs, because it's definitely not. But it's definitely not. It's definitely... what am I trying to say here? I want to try to break down this movie at the same time I kind of just want to get it all out there. So yeah, I'm just going to keep this in general. The script was just not that good. Dialogue was not that good. The pacing of the movie was bipolar, to say the least. Either flowed very nicely or flowed very poorly. It was either too fast, like by the time we get back on the island, the villains turn from good guys to bad guys like that, like almost instantaneously. And it's annoying because it's like you could have like grown into it, or you could have just made them bad guys from the beginning. Like, which they kind of did, but they didn't like do it good. You know what I mean? Like, they should have done it nice and slow. Yeah. So the pacing for the first half is weird, to say the least. As for the second half, it's okay. It's okay. It's what it needed to be, because they were trying to like the first half was action. The second half was trying to be a horror dinosaur movie, which I'm not saying dinosaurs can't be scary, but eh. The dinosaur they selected was just not good enough, which I'll get to that. So characters get off the island, and I'm gonna talk about this now. There's a very sad scene if you haven't been told about it already, or if you haven't seen the movie already. I'm not going to try to spoil it, but there's a scene with a Brachiosaurus which made me cry like a bitch all 3 times I saw this movie. It's very emotional, especially if you're very into Jurassic Park. It's very nostalgic of the first movie. I'm not going to even say it's nostalgic because it's just so damn sad. Even if you care about animals, it's very sad. There's just a scene with a Brachiosaur that's just gonna make you cry like a bitch. Well, it made me cry like a bitch at least. You know, maybe because I care so much about this franchise and stuff. Or for someone else who's not into the franchise, it might just kind of be like, oh, like you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's very sad. Yeah. So they get off the island, they come back. There was another character I forgot to explain, but I'll talk about why she's stupid later. So we get there, we get to the island. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard characters get captured. Get lectured by one of the douchebaggy, crappy villains of the movie. And then we get introduced to another dinosaur known as the Stygimoloch, which is, if you don't know what a Stygimoloch is, it's a dome head dinosaur. Think of a Pachycephalosaurus, if you know dinosaurs, but has more spikes and the dome isn't as thick. So, yeah. So Chris Pratt basically keeps annoying the hell out of it in order for it to bash through the freaking wall and get them out. They get out. That's fun. And you get to see this new dinosaur that they created. It's called, get this, Indoraptor, which, no surprise, if you've been a part of the franchise for a while, ever since you saw Jurassic World, you always knew that an Indoraptor was inevitable. At least I felt like, oh yeah, there's going to be an Indoraptor in the franchise. It's not going to be in this movie. It's definitely going to be in the next one. So, yeah, Indoraptor, yeah. It's basically an Indominus Rex plus a raptor. It looks sick, by the way. It looks awesome. It has a great color scheme. It's got the gold and the black going. It's bulletproof, so that's sweet. Very cheesy dinosaur, though. It's not very dinosaur. It's not very animal-like. It straight up smiles because in order for it to it gets released because one of the bad guys, this hunter guy, goes in, says, I want more teeth. So he busts in. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get this tooth for my little necklace. He tranquilizes this thing. He goes in, tries to take a tooth. While it is literally doing that, it is literally just screwing with him. It puts its tail up. The guy turns his head, doesn't see the tail moving, so it's like, oh, okay. And while this is going on, you see the other side of the Indoraptor's face, and that thing is smiling. I swear to God, this thing is fucking smiling. And I'm just dying of laughter because it's like, what the hell is this? This is not an animal. This is a cheesy villain dinosaur thing. I don't know if it's that intelligent that it can understand like trickery or what the hell its issue was, but I couldn't take it. The point being, I couldn't take it. So that happens. Indoraptor does its thing. It breaks out, kills that guy. Goes on a killing rampage. Obviously, since Blue was captured, she ended up at the facility too. So the two new characters, the two millennial characters, I had to be specific, do their thing and break them out, break Blue out more or less, and she kills a few people and then goes and finds Chris Pratt's character for something, like, just out of nowhere, just finds him, just randomly shows him. It's like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm here to save the day. And that's exactly what happens. She literally just shows up and saves the day. Very cheesy. And Chris Pratt's like, alright, go and attack her, because my gun doesn't work and I'm out of ammo. So that's cool. So they fight. Blue gets her ass kicked, I think. They have their final little thing. Then after that, Bryce Dallas Howard's character Claire tries to save the day by using this new weapon they've used to basically help the Indoraptor hone in its prey or whatever it's trying to kill. And they use that. It misses, but an Indoraptor manages to save itself, and then Blue comes out of nowhere, jumps on the Indoraptor, and it falls to its death. And Blue survives the fall. Anyway, very very cheesy. And then some more. Just one really bad liner still in my head. Literally, the dinosaur, the guy, the nerdy dude's like, "You cool?" After they see the dead Indoraptor, and that they're on the roof. So after that, they find out that a gas was emitted in the lab that Blue was being held in, and that gas has been poured into where the dinosaurs are being held at this facility, and that's basically gassing them out. They're basically gonna be gassed out and killed, and so they all decided, okay, we got to do something, and the only option they have now is to open all of their kennels, open all of their paddocks, and open up the gate so they can be let out into the real world, into the forest, into the real world, into America, whatever you want to say. So they open it up. Dinosaurs are let loose. Or Bryce Dallas Howard tries to let the dinosaurs, and then Chris Pratt gives us this little lecture. Are you sure you're ready to let these dinosaurs be loose in the real world? Yes. If they haven't... Okay, here's the thing. If they haven't been let loose by some other company, well, why would they be I'm so dumb. Yeah, so basically, Chris Pratt gives us this lecture. Claire's character, there, I'm gonna call her Claire because that's her name in the freaking movie, decides, alright, I won't let the dinosaurs go. Despite me wanting to save them, I won't let them go. So there's basically no point in her character arc is what you're trying to tell me. Yeah. Then this little girl is like, I gotta save the dinosaurs. I gotta save the dinosaurs. So she does her British little thing. Well, presses the open gate button. All the dinosaurs are let out and roam. They end up killing the main villain guy because the T-Rex tears him in half. What else? And by the way, here's the reason this little girl does it. It's because she's a biological human clone. That is right. Human clones exist in the Jurassic World continuity yet, if you haven't seen the movie. Isn't that great? I mean, I knew it was a reality, but I just didn't expect it to happen the way it did. Yeah, that's it. Jeff Goldblum gives his last little monologue and says the stupidest line he could have said in the franchise. This is the Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. There you go. So yeah, guys. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the movie. Should you go see this movie? Not unless you have to. Not unless you're a Jurassic Park fan. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. This movie's a 6 out of 10. That's it. This movie's a bunch of good sequences. Sorry to make this review short, but I did bad editing. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I just want to kind of apologize for the quick editing right there. That was a bad thing on my mistake. So I'm just going to kind of finish it off right now, as for my final thoughts and everything else. So first of all, Jurassic World, in summary, what do I think of it? On a good day, it is a 6 out of 10. Honestly. 6 out of 10. I can't give it anything else. I can't give it anything good, because it's just so weak. There's so many weak points in it that it's hard to not nitpick at it, you know? And I feel like there are two main reasons for this. First of all, it's a bridge movie. I'll explain what that is afterwards. But also, they tried to do too many things. When I mean too many things, when I mean two freaking... I fucking suck. When I mean two literal things, I mean literally two things that they did wrong. And that was, they tried to do two different types of movies in one movie. so it felt very rushed. So my first example is the first half. The first half of the movie feels like an action movie, which it is. It is. The first half is an action movie with dinosaurs and running around and getting the hell out of there and evading stuff and like that. But then it feels a little bit rushed at parts. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the video. I forget if I did, but when we get on the island, we're rushed right into the villains. Like, at first you think these guys are actually going to be there to kind of help people or help the dinosaurs and get them off the island, but the antagonists, the big hunter people trying to take the dinosaurs off the island, you find out that they're bad almost like maybe 5 minutes after you meet them. Maybe 5. That's a guesstimate. I doubt it's actually 5, but it's very quick, is my point. They do it almost like immediately. They're like, oh yeah, welcome, we're hunter guys, and we're taking the dinosaurs off site and we're going to sell them. Bye-bye. We're not here to do that. We're going to betray you, you know. So yeah, it felt very rushed. Now, the second half of the movie's pacing, is actually kind of brilliant. It's okay. It's evenly paced. Now we get before the auction, because before I already told you guys there's gonna be spoilers, but there's an auction that goes on for the dinosaurs. So we get to see the dinosaurs before the auction. We get to see what happens to Claire and Owen in a decent amount of time. And then after that, we start the auction. After that, we get to see dinosaurs being sold, and after that, we get to see the Indoraptor and how that moves. Besides from the Indoraptor being a stupid dinosaur or a stupid concept in general, it was put in a good setting. The dinosaur itself was put in a great setting. But I didn't feel like this animal was very intelligent. Like, it didn't make very many intelligent decisions. You know? Like, the Indoraptor and the Indominus Rex, if you said which one was smarter, definitely the Indominus Rex. I think it was way, way more intelligent. Besides the fact that the Indoraptor was smaller and maybe had more of an ability to traverse through like smaller places like caves and houses and stuff like that. It's a stupider dinosaur. But yeah, sorry for that little ramble about the freaking Indoraptor, but yeah, it paces okay. I really didn't see how. I think we were all kind of surprised at how that thing went down at first. Like, the moment, like, we knew what was gonna happen. Like, the moment that the Indoraptor freaking got on that little glass stain thing with all of them, and freaking Claire points the gun, and Owen's trying to dodge it out, and Blue jumps on it. We all knew that thing's either gonna fall to its death, which it did. It fell to its death, but in a more brutal way because it got freaking gouged by a bunch of Triceratops horns. But yeah, the pacing in the second half is okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It could have been a lot worse, like the first half, but it wasn't. But yeah, the pacing is just all over the place with these two because they're trying to tell They're trying to tell the same story, but two different perspectives. One from a horror perspective, one from an action perspective. How about this? I can do you one even better. Make it a thriller perspective. So just some shock factors. I'm not asking for, like, Purge style, horror movie style scariness. I'm just asking for a little bit of a shock factor when dinosaurs pop out. And that's it. That's all you need to do. And that can make the movie flow much more smoothly. Now, I've seen articles online saying that there's actually another hour worth of footage for this movie, and there's a director's cut, and that director's cut has at least another hour worth of stuff on it. So, I guess that'll be cool. I'll check it out. Maybe that might change my mind on the movie. We'll find out. And here's the second one. The second thing I was talking about. It is a bridge movie. Here's what I mean by that. A bridge movie is used to connect two different movies in a trilogy. Right? So you have the first movie, in this case, Jurassic World. You have Fallen Kingdom, which is a bridge movie. And then you're going to have the third Jurassic World. So, basically, it's to see what happened between the first movie and the third movie. And what basically what happened, and basically kind of give certain characters and elements excuses. It's a little bit of plot armor, I guess, because it's like, oh, this happened in the second movie, not the first one, so it's like, that makes sense. It's like, why are the dinosaurs on the mainland? Well, because they got there, you know? Yeah, it's a bridge movie, guys. It's used specifically to set up for the third movie, you know? And plus, this one has a different director, too. Fallen Kingdom had a different director than Jurassic World did, and I think the guy from Jurassic World, Colin Trevorrow, is going to come and do the third movie, I think. I don't know if I'm repeating myself here, guys. I didn't check the footage because I was too busy getting angry at it. Of what I said before. So final thoughts. Here we go. It's a 6 out of 10. It was purely made to help push the franchise a little more into the future. I like the dinosaurs. Characters are semi. Plot's kind of crap. Script is totally crap. Yes. As a Jurassic Park fan, this hurts me to say. It really does, but it's just what happened. Which is kind of which makes me think that Jurassic needs to kind of start doing what Star Wars is starting to do. That is make spin-off movies. When I mean by spin-off movies, I don't mean ones that like connect into like the series. I mean like Rogue One. That was a cool movie. There was another one that came out. There's Rogue One.
Asset collection request received.
I know Solo came out, but that wasn't that good of a movie. It was okay. It was better than I thought it would be. I don't remember there being another movie. Huh. Well, sorry. Yeah, so it would be nice to see what else has been done in the Jurassic world, like the Jurassic franchise world and universe. Like, you brought back dinosaurs, so what if someone with less money found more capable DNA? So why don't try to introduce a Ice Age park? I'm not like, I know that sounds kind of nuts, like having like Ice Age animals be introduced into the Jurassic World continuity or the Jurassic Park continuity, which would be totally cool. I'd love to see mammoths either in a theme park or just be like, hey, they just brought them back, so they're just kind of here, you know? Or same with Sabretooth, or just some other like prehistoric animals that we haven't seen within the Jurassic Park. I want some new blood, basically. I want to see new blood. I already said that with some of the other dinosaurs in the previous part of this video, I think. So, yeah, I just want to see some new blood, new animals, some returning people from the original movies. I would like to see Sam Neill and Laura Dern again. Apparently Laura Dern's going to be in the third one, but we'll find. Well, we have yet to see, so we'll find out. What else? If you can talk about Site B, because at the time, like, I did a little, like, this has been a little bit after I recorded the first part, but yeah. So guys, Jurassic World was a good movie. Definitely not great. Definitely okay. It has its issues, but just see it for the sake if you like Jurassic World. Alright guys, have a nice time. I'll see you guys on the video, and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.